Light and Bone Tarot, and you are allowing me to read for you. We are doing a reading for how does this relationship feel? This is my couple segment. So, yes, if you're in a relationship, or even if I guess you really care about someone and you want to be in a relationship with them, if you have a dynamic of sorts, this is how does it feel for you and them. So, yeah, I'm going to try to kind of channel you and your partner. And we're going to zoom in here a little bit. So let me just do a little shit. Let me do a zoom. Okay. So we've got lepidolite, fluorite, blue lace agate, I should point from here, and rainbow obsidian. So yes, please take a look. These are like particularly beautiful stones. I kind of made it hard to pick. They're all exceptional. So pick your stone and jump to your timestamp below, and I'll get into your reading. Thank you. Goodbye. This is Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for being here. We are doing a reading for couples, really, and this is going to be how does this relationship feel to you, to them as a whole. We're just going to get into the details of how this feels. So you picked lepidolite, very beautiful, kind of purpley. And I'm going to put that right here, and we are just going to get into this. So I actually, I'm going to find out how you're feeling right now. We're going to just get like a general temperature check on you. So yeah, these have all been shuffled, and let's get right into it. Okay, so I want to know, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do 3 cards down the center, and this is going to kind of, we're going to work out for you and them. All right. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Okay. So live life to the fullest, grieve your losses, and do what you love. So I am going to say you're on the right, they're on the left. How does this relationship feel? For live life to the fullest, I want to know a little bit about what this means for you and what's going on for you. Okay. So Judgment and the Son of Wands. In your relationship right now, sorry, I'm just thinking with Judgment, and I'm trying to take this in with live life to the fullest. Judgment to me is always a card where it's about like, you judging yourself. I don't think it's not you necessarily judging other people. It's not about you being a judgmental person in my eyes. It's really about you being almost overly hard on yourself or overly critical on yourself, which might actually be preventing you back, or holding you back from, let's say, living your life to the fullest. Maybe you're being too hard on yourself about things you want to do. And in this relationship, and then to see the Son of Wands here, I don't know. I'm going to say something like there is an element of passion here that I feel like maybe you are holding back on. Maybe, and that passion, it doesn't necessarily have to be physical, but it almost feels like you aren't giving the passion. There's an element, yeah, and it probably is physical, but it doesn't have to be. It could be like a general like enthusiasm for the relationship, but there's something I feel like that's holding you back, because the Son of Wands is a card. It is a passionate person. It is someone who's got this enthusiasm, who just kind of like comes in hot and heavy, and I don't know, just does exactly what they want to do, who has this passion. They're just lit up, they're dynamic, they are exciting to be around. And I'm not saying you aren't that, but I feel like there's a part of you that's probably holding back. And why you're holding back, I see the Judgment card. I don't know why, but it's something to do with you are purposely kind of like almost denying yourself something, or holding back. Maybe you don't have the feelings that you had at one time, and it's, you know, from a physical standpoint getting in the way. I'm not sure, but when I see live life to the fullest, and then I see this there's an element of holding back, and there's you're just being hard on yourself in a way too that is not fun to see for them. Okay, so 9 of Swords and 6 of Wands. God, it's weird when I do a layout that I've never done before, because it's such a different way of thinking about things. For them, living life to the fullest, sure, I can definitely see some anxiousness here. I can see some sleepless nights, maybe some nightmares. So they're also possibly stressing about the fact that you aren't giving them what they want or need, that is actually preventing you guys from, let's say, living your relationship to the fullest, like seeing it through. There's something here. I don't know that you have the feelings for this person that they have for you. I don't know that I wouldn't say it's like completely unrequited love, but I do think that this person, your partner, wants you to see them in a certain way, wants you to kind of like just acknowledge them, see them, I'm sure they'd love to feel like you're king or queen or to be put on a pedestal by you, but I just don't think that that's the case. And for whatever reason, you aren't giving them that level of attention or like love. I don't see that you are treating them poorly or that you don't respect them. I'm not getting that vibe, but I do feel like you are holding back or withdrawing, probably physically and in other ways that they would like to just feel connected to you. So as far as, this says live life to the fullest, but I do think that this is probably impacting your relationship. And yeah, they do want more from you. I think they want you to see them as this equal or just this amazing person, amazing partner. And they might be really worthy of that. I'm not sure. Grieve your losses. Let's see what we can get about that. So we do have some cards here that this is straight up heartbreak. And then with here, I don't know, this can be apathy. This can be just a sense of like, almost like thinking on things, but with almost a numbness. There's a bit of this just blah that kind of comes over you when I think of this card. And maybe you've been hurt. Again, maybe this hurt is actually what's holding you back. Maybe you kind of have a certain fear of moving forward based on this hurt. I can see that here. And for the grieve your losses, maybe you are almost like pretending or acting like you haven't been hurt in a way when you really have. But I do think something. And to see this pain under the Judgment card, maybe you think it was your fault that a relationship failed. Maybe you cheated. Maybe you really hurt someone else. But I do think it's left you feeling like a little bit incomplete, a little bit numb, just not ready to give exactly what this person wants from you. And it's not to say that you don't care for this person or you don't like them or you're not into them. That's really not necessarily the vibe I'm getting. But I do feel like you aren't, there is something that they're not getting from you all the same. And yeah, I think your pain or your past is absolutely playing into this. And maybe this person was or is a rebound and you are finding yourself in an actual relationship with them and you really don't necessarily want to be in this level of a relationship. Maybe it's gone on a couple months longer than it should. I don't know, but looking at this so far, I don't feel that you're all in, or if you are all in and you really are in love with this person, you need to do some work because you are dealing with elements of your past that are kind of creeping in and it's making things probably a little bit, I don't even know if it's tense. I think it's just making things not fun, not easy, not exciting. And so for your partner, I want to get a little bit about them on this topic. Interesting, gosh, the moon and the sun. So the sun is masculine, bright, warm, but also can be utterly scorching. And then the moon is like feminine, secretive, mysterious, and can shed light on things, so there's this bright, like, oh my gosh, what's it called when you have like a bright light that gets shined on something? Oh my goodness, I can't think of the word. Whereas this is almost like, that little bit of light in the darkness. I really think that your partner would love to see, I think they care for you a lot. I get the feeling that they are the ones that like, if there's always someone who likes someone more in a relationship, then you are the one that feels less, whereas your partner feels quite a bit. I do think they would love to see you in this, like, masculine, feminine dynamic, experiencing a pretty, just this almost classical relationship where, I don't know, this is just very almost stereotypical in a good way, in a classic standard, man, woman, masculine, feminine, and all the parts that go along with it. So I do think they would love to have this dynamic with you, but yes, you're dealing with your own thing, and I just don't think you can give them this right now, even though you are if you're here, I would assume you're in a relationship, but it does feel off balance. And yeah, even though we haven't really gotten anything here to talk about balance, it does feel like there is, it's off kilter. And I do think your partner probably wishes that they got more from you and more of you. And the fact that they're not might be hard on them. Okay. And so do what you love. Let's see what comes up for you. So Father of Swords, Son of Cups. I like these cards because they're smart, they're sweet, the Father of Swords to me, it's someone I want to be. It's like this powerful attorney, basically. It's someone, nothing gets past the Father of Swords. They're just so, I don't know that they're so good, but they're everything from like honest to sharp. They always have their, like the wise old owl, really. That's the perfect connotation for this. And it is that sense of like nothing gets past the Father of Swords. They aren't going to make it. They don't suffer mishaps. They aren't silly. They're just very, very to the point, but also very astute. And the Son of Cups then brings in a little bit more of this like whimsy, this very like romantic side, this softness. And it is funny if it's do what you love. I just don't think this is you in this relationship right now. You might be a little bit more of the hard ass Father of Swords, but I really do wonder if you are the Son of Cups. Like, I really wonder if you're getting this romantic, fun excitement out of this relationship, the passion. I don't see that you are. But it's not that you're not getting it. I don't think you're giving it. I don't think that you're feeling it. I'm sure that your partner would love to give that to you, but I just don't see that you're in a place where that's really something you want to receive. And yeah, being the Father of Swords is fine. And this is a great offset for it. But for whatever reason, this seems like a message of, this is what you should be doing, how you should be acting, how you should be feeling. And instead, I just don't know that you're getting to do all of this in this relationship. But I do feel like you have this pain that is kind of holding you back. It's making you feel maybe rather bland, just kind of washed out, like really just almost like faded. I just don't know that you feel very alive yourself, but I think you would like to feel this way. And that's hopeful to know that this is something you would like to feel. I just don't know that you're really quite there right now. And for your partner, so I do, there is to me this kind of like this contemplation, this choice that has to be made, and the strength, and probably approaching it logically with strength, with that feminine kind of energy. Yeah, when I think of this, I really do. I think your partner knows that you're probably not feeling them as much as they'd like for you to. I don't think it's a secret, and I don't think that. I'm sure they'd love to get more of this like romantic, this passion, this kind of love out of you, more emotion in general. But I really think you hold back on the emotion, and I don't know why, but I just don't see that you're that into them, or that they're really someone that you're like wild and crazy about. And for that reason, it does seem like this person's all in, like they would almost do anything for you. And I see that with like the choice and the strength. Like, it makes me think like they would give you everything. They would take a step back. They would amp it up. They would do whatever is needed. But they also know that they will eventually have to, they will have to make a choice. They will have to choose if you are indeed, if this is ever really going to work, if you're ever going to see them the way they want to be seen. Because right now I think they are a little bit stressed. They're probably a little nervous or anxious about this. This is like a very hopeful ideal for them. But I don't think they're really, really getting it. And to this point, this also further instills like, yes, they are the sun right now. They are the ones that are, they want everything. They're giving the most, whereas you probably are more secretive. You are holding back. You are withdrawing. And I do think that if you do something, you might operate in this kind of like cyclical way where, maybe for a couple of days you're very sweet and loving, and then you back off for like a month or a few weeks. Like, I just don't think that you're very consistent. And it's funny because we do have like the same moon here, this little crescent moon, and it does also make me think that there's this, you're hiding something. You're hiding your feelings, your emotions. You're just not bringing them to light. And I do think it's because of something you've been through. But I mean, we've all been through something, so that's not such a a big deal. Well, I'm not saying it's not a big deal, but it's not something. Everyone has a story, but I don't think that what you're doing. I think it's really because you're just not into this person. That's what I'm getting from the cards, and. I'd love to hear your feedback on this. So as far as like, how does this relationship feel? I do think it feels a little off balance, a little off kilter. And I think you really need to figure out if this is actually someone that you really want to be with. Why does this candle keep blowing out? It always blows out. And if it is, then you would have to step up, all these things that you've kind of pulled back from here, because I think it's hard on your partner. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Please leave a comment if you have anything to say or feedback. I'd love to hear it, hear your thoughts on this. And please like, subscribe, comment if you have anything. So thank you so much. Goodbye. It's Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for being here and for listening. We are doing a reading for how does this relationship feel? How do you feel? How do they feel? This is, I guess I'm going to call it a couples reading. And if you're here, you picked fluorite, which I probably would have picked as well. It's stunning, beautiful, all these pretty colors. Yes, love it. Okay, so I'm going to do this the same way I did the last reading, which I've never done a reading like this before, and I'm afraid I was a little rusty. But okay, so I'm going to do 3 cards down the center just to get a feel, and then I'm going to do you and then your partner. So we're going to read for them as well. So we've got Seek Hidden Treasure, Strengthen Your Gifts, and oof, goodness, this does not want to come apart. Make a plan. Okay. So let's get, it's hard to say just off of these. I'm not even going to try. I'll take too much time reading into something without the real insight, because to me the tarot is really where it comes in, these just kind of highlights. So I'm going to move off of Seek Hidden Treasure and get a little bit about you here. So we've got Father of Pentacles and 8 of Swords. It's funny because the Seek Hidden Treasure, it does make you think of something like, someone digging, like this actual kind of earth energy. And then to see the Father of Pentacles, it is very earthy, but there's a sense of security that comes with the Father of Pentacles. There's almost this confidence in knowing that maybe this relationship you're in, this dynamic, maybe it is like a hidden treasure. Maybe your partner is like this diamond in the rough that you are kind of like cultivating and, making into the perfect partner. I see something here about, like you're the one that had the eye. You kind of spotted this person. You knew that this person was going to be right for you. And you just took like this earth energy confidence into it. I don't think they had... the thing is with the earth energy, like there is a little bit of materialism there. I definitely think there can be like this passion there. But it's more of like you saw something in them. I think you just knew, like the way they moved, the way they talked, whatever it was, like you felt this connection to that person. And I just deep within. And I when I see the Seek Hidden Treasure card, I do think that it might be someone, maybe you haven't dated someone like this in the past. Like they're just different than your typical type. For whatever reason, you stepped out of your comfort zone. And I get the feeling I would think you're pretty happy, but we'll absolutely get into that. With your 8 of Swords here, there is a bit of isolation. This can be a card of isolation. Maybe not everyone in the world approves of this little match you're in. Maybe as a result of it, like family or friends I don't know that they've totally dropped off, but there could be a sense of people have let you know that maybe they don't love this connection for you, or maybe, it's, I don't know, there could be so many reasons why other people might disapprove. But so far, I do think you have a lot of confidence in this. So I'm not worried about that. Let's see what your partner thinks. So we've got Temperance and the Five of Wands. I think I don't know. I think they're doing their part as well to keep things pretty, I don't want to say copacetic, because I think maybe like in appeasing friends or family or whoever would be the ones to make you feel a little bit isolated in this match. But I do think that they're doing a good job of like just balancing things out, maybe softening the edges a little bit. Like if they weren't liked because of whatever it is, like X, right? Then maybe they're working on X a little bit and taking from that and adding it to Y. And now they're a little bit more of X and Y. Like, and that's a stupid example that means nothing, but I just think that they're aware of the situation, and they are doing whatever they can to help, basically, is a really basic way of putting it. But I think this works, actually. And when I see the Five of Wands here, I do see that there's a little bit of conflict. This could be a little bit of like soft strife between, I don't think between you two, although I'm sure that's come up before, but I think maybe between others, whoever these people are that make you feel isolated over here. Like, yes, there can be a little bit of conflict, but I do think that this person keeps things in check, where it's not this like this hate, this over the top anger, these intense fighting. I just think it's this kind of like almost silent rift that's been created. But I actually think that this can be overcome. I don't think this is going to be like a permanent situation that gets worse and worse. I just see that maybe now people are adjusting to the fact that you are, dating someone that you wouldn't have dated before, that maybe they never saw you with, maybe, I mean, who knows? Again, there can be so many differences here that would lead a family or friends to think that this isn't the right person for you. But I think you're pretty freaking confident. Like, you are standing your ground. I think you feel secure right now. And I like this match here, because the Temperance, to me, there's this care put into it. This person is very intentional in trying to make this work. They're not naive. They're not unaware of the fact that this isn't, that other people might, I don't even want to say disapprove, that other people might be giving a little pushback. And yet they're fine with it. They're going to do whatever it takes. And that will ultimately show whoever these people are that, yes, this person is, I don't even know that they're a hidden treasure. They're just a treasure. So we don't even have to put the word hidden there, but someone that, I don't know. We've said enough about it. Okay. So strengthen your gifts. Let's get a little bit about that. Okay. So the Emperor, to me, is, whenever I see the Emperor, I always think of like, it needs the balance. The Emperor needs the balance technically of the Empress, but it needs the softness. It needs that blur, that little bit of like gentle feminine energy, because the Emperor on their own is a bit of a tyrant. Or it could be good, but I do think the Emperor generally is someone just very commanding, very strong, very much in control, and likes that sense of control. Just an authoritarian, but it doesn't always have to be, a horrible person, but definitely someone who likes control. And this is you over here. And I would love to see that you do have a gift for being, being a bit of an authority figure. And it's funny because you can also the Emperor can give you a little bit of a fatherly kind of vibe as well, which very much can come off the Father of Pentacles. The Father of Pentacles, to me, is also quite a father figure, someone who cares about the home, the life, will do anything to provide for their family. I mean, they can very easily overwork and work too hard at something, almost work it to death. But there is still that determination to bring together like any aspects of family, home, kind of that loving bond is going to be nurtured by the Father of Pentacles. And the Emperor, to an extent, has this as well, but the Emperor makes me think of someone who needs to be softened a little bit. But I do think you have a gift for kind of like control. I think people listen to you. I think your partner really looks up to you and respects you. You probably have the more like I don't know, domineering energy in the relationship, but you need the balance of your partner. You need someone who can be the temperance card, someone who can literally like calm you down and soften you and just take you to another place, to actually get out of your head at times and just see things differently. And I like this. I like this balance. I don't know that you've ever been in a relationship quite like this. You're probably used to dating, like the Father of Swords or someone who's very, very rigid, very like fiercely maybe successful or accomplished, or who knows, someone just like you. And I think you're dating someone who isn't just like you. Although they may have great strengths, they aren't just like you. And with the Emperor, I see choice here. I see decisions. I see, and with that comes contemplation. And where do you want to put your energies? What do you actually want to do? What movement are you going to make? How are you going to solve this problem? But I do think you have the gift for probably problem solving, for figuring out situations, for just taking all the information and really, like an emperor, figuring out what's good for your people, what's good for you, what structure is needed here, what kind of like, what's the structure, what's needed, and almost like in this corporate hierarchy, like how are we going to tackle this problem? Where do we turn? How do we do this? What resources do we need? Just this very regimented way of going about this. But I don't see you running from anything. I see you actually probably sticking this out, and if anything, digging your heels in. And I do think you have a gift for getting things done, accomplishing things, what you want to do. When you put your mind to it, you absolutely get it done. And I think you're very convincing and compelling. There's a power to you. So yeah, I like you a lot. You're very strong. You're very smart. You've got a lot going for you. Okay, so let's see some gifts of your partner. Seven of Cups it's a fun one. Oh, interesting. We've got 2 7s. So we've got the 7 of Cups and the 7 of Wands. So the 7 of Wands, we could call this almost like a standing your ground card. It's almost this, it's like in between good and good. It's this card like, things before you are good and things are after are good, and you're just kind of right in the middle figuring out what the hell happens next. I do think, and then I'll talk about this. And then when I look at the 7 of Cups, there's this card has a bit of a mystique to it. This can be a card, I think, of temptation. It can be a card of like dreams or fantasies, but in a way there's a bit of a, it's not necessarily rose-colored. Like the dreams and fantasies are things that you want that you might not get, or things that you think you want that you actually shouldn't have. It's kind of like you still have to figure out what works for you, what's right for you. So to that point, I do think that your partner is very good at doing what works for them. And that's very basic sounding, but what I mean by that is, I don't think if this relationship, even though you might be the one with like all the power or the control, or that might just be the role you generally take, whether it's work, friends, relationships, your partner is not meek. They're not a doormat, and they will do what serves them. They are probably a little more self-serving than you realize. They might be a little more capable overall than you realize. They might have more of a backbone than you realize. So, you can be the emperor making most of the decisions, but they actually, when the time comes, they will do exactly what is needed for them. And I do think right now they're just in this kind of limbo of trying to figure out exactly what they want as well. Like, does this work for them? But I think it does, because I see temperance up here. I see that they're willing to deal with some of the conflict. They're going to put the work in. They're going to help you. But when it comes to this line, I want you to know that if this gets to be too much for them, or if they feel underappreciated, or if they feel like they're like the underdog, or maybe they're just a thorn in your side or whatever, not that you would make them feel that way, but if they start to feel that way, if they think they're going to be happier somewhere else, then they will do what's best for them. They will up and leave, let's say, which to someone like you here, I think would be a big blow to your ego, to quite a few aspects of your being that Maybe you're not used to dealing with things in that way or being treated that way. This person, they could be a little more slippery than or a little more like not, I don't want to say not clueless because I don't want to, I see this person like they seem more simple than you. You seem more complex. You seem like you have more edge, more angles, more detail, whereas they just seem a little more like pared down, a little more simple. However, they are not smart. They are smart. They are sharp. They are very astute. And I think it can go unnoticed because you overshadow in these departments. But I do think there's a lot more to them than even you realize. And definitely like friends and family or people who might be, thinking this isn't like the ideal match for you. Together, I actually think you guys could be pretty great. But even you need to see that they are even more than you already know. Because this person could surprise you. They could, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like there's a little bit of this almost, like this reminds me of someone, and it's probably not going to be the case, but like, someone that makes you think they're like broke and normal, and then they turn out to be like one of the wealthiest people in America. Like there's just something about this person. They're so kind of understated. They're so, like I said, pared down in a way. They're so willing to let you take the spotlight, let you drive, like they're giving you the keys to the car. They're just helping out. They're just here for you. But there's a lot more to this person. And even if they don't turn out to be, this fabulously successful or whatever individual, I do think there's a lot of potential with this person. And I hope you get to see it. I hope that you're here because you really are in for the long haul, or that you guys really care about each other. Because I do see I see a strong dynamic, but I also see that there's going to have to be a little bit more balance here. But okay, make a plan. What's your plan? Let's see here. So we have 4 of Wands and then the Mother of Pentacles. And 4 of Wands is like, it's a happy card. It doesn't look terribly happy here, but it's community. It's coming together. It can be celebrations of marriage, of, I don't know, like parties, things you do in couples. Like there's definitely this anniversary type. There's a coming together of friends and family in the name of celebration, in this great celebratory, we want you here, we love you, you're great, let's celebrate. And the Mother of Pentacles, I love the picture here because that's how I see the Mother of Pentacles, this very, very nurturing, very like fiercely protective of her family, her home, her homestead, like just will do anything she can to protect it. And there's this almost like sensuality. There's this softness to the Mother of Pentacles. Like she is a very like kind of sensual creature, because I think of her a lot as the Empress, which is, I think it's the closest card in the deck to the Empress. And I like that if you have this here, then you can balance out this Emperor energy that you bring to the table. But I think moving forward in this relationship, I do see you guys celebrating things together. I do see you guys having fun together and working together. And I do see that you can step into this kind of softer energy and maybe let this person, have the keys and drive once in a while, and you can taper back. You can kind of let go of this really heavy dominance that I think you've played up quite a bit in this relationship. And I could actually see things really working for you guys if you were to do that. But let me get into them a little bit for make a plan. So we've got 8 of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands. And the 6 of Wands, to me, it's this recognition. It's this like reward you get, this sense of satisfaction you get out of either being recognized or having people recognize you, just knowing that like you're being seen, right? I guess that's what it is. It's not the end all be all. People, there's more of you to see. There's more of you to share. There's more you'll be doing, but it's kind of like these baby steps to say like you're on the right path. Things are good and people actually see it. And when I see these 2 cards together, I almost feel like, in this celebration, like you could this could tell me that yes, friends and family will accept this person. They will accept your dynamic. You won't be isolated anymore. There will be like this gathering of people and loved ones, and this person will be recognized. Not only will you see them differently, but others will see them for how great they are, and they're going to feel that they're being recognized. They're going to feel that confidence. And I do think in a way it's going to be just in the nick of time, because this person has been patient. Like we said, they really are sitting back and kind of waiting for things to work themselves out, knowing that I think they're a very positive person. I think they have this kind of gift for timing and just tempering themselves. And I think that this is going to be just when it's needed the most. We're going to see that people are going to see how great they are and how good you guys are as a couple. And you will soften. You will drop a little bit of this kind of hardened, your edges will soften. And yeah, I like this. And you can plan things together, because I do see that as your future, that people will be more accepting and open. And I just think it's going to be a good thing. And I think you want that. It's not that you're so concerned with what other people think all the time, but it is nice to know that your closest friends and family and loved ones, embrace your relationship, want to hear about it. And I think you're finally going to get there, and it's just going to be a load off of you. And it's going to be perfect timing. So this is what I see for you. I'd love to know if you think this makes sense or not, hear your thoughts on it. Please let me know. And, please also like and subscribe. Thank you so much. I look forward to hearing from you. Bye. Hello, this is Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for being here. We are doing a couples reading. This is the first couples reading I've done on YouTube. So I hope you like it. And we are doing a couples reading for how does this relationship feel? I guess kind of like what's going on in it and how does it feel? And we're going to get that really, how do you feel and how does your partner feel? We're going to get right into it. And you picked, blue lace agate. Really beautiful. It says find your calm, but really it's just a very beautiful card. Oh, I love it. And here we go. So I'm going to start with some oracle cards, and then I'm going to work each one of you on each side of the oracle cards. So we'll get a little bit about what you're feeling and them. So we have choose friends wisely, which is an interesting card for a relationship. Be of service. Okay. And have faith. So, okay, let's see here. Okay, I couldn't even begin to tell you what this means right now, but the tarot cards for me are when everything really comes together, and we'll see how we incorporate these. Okay, so 4 of Pentacles and the Devil. So choose friends wisely, and this is about your relationship. Like, this is how does this relationship make you feel? I could say it makes you feel stuck. I could say it makes you feel like maybe you're not in the right place, like things aren't quite as great as you'd love them to be. I don't actually, it's a weird, like, this is such a beautiful card that you picked, and it's so light and bright, and it's weird to come out with something like so heavy. So this reading is going to go one of two ways. Either it's going to be about how your partner really isn't the right person for you, and how, it's going to be about how things you need to get out of this relationship, or it's going to take a complete turn, and this will make a lot more sense. So we are open to either right now. But right now, I do think that there's a sense of maybe feeling stuck. And I don't know if you're, like, let's say your partner has a circle of friends that maybe you really don't like. Maybe you think they're a bad influence. Maybe there's one person in particular right now, or more than one person, that is like kind of bringing them down, or just influencing them in a bad way. But there's a heavy energy here that I think you're feeling, and you're not feeling too hot about it. And so how is your person feeling? So the Fool and the 7 of Cups. So I don't know. To me, this card in this context. So, okay, the Fool it's almost like this fun, careless, no fucks, very much, in this context, to me, it's someone who is unconcerned about other people. It's someone who really wants to enjoy what they want to enjoy when they want to enjoy it. They're on their own mission. It's their story, and they are really going to unapologetically do whatever they want. I've been told once that this card, each cup here, can represent one of the 7 deadly sins, meaning that there's almost this like temptation, this kind of good, this, is it good or is it bad? Like what's coming off this person? What are they actually giving out? And I think that this person might almost be too good to be true. I think they might seem like they are something really fantastic, when in truth, I just don't know that they are what they seem. This can also be like a smoke and mirrors card where you are left almost blindsided thinking that something or a situation was too good when in fact it is actually too good to be true. I am so sorry, but that is the vibe I'm getting off this top line. And I don't know, maybe this person came to you from like a group of friends that is kind of like all bad. I don't know why the choose friends wisely is here, but I don't know, maybe this person was a friend, and as a friend they were okay, but then when you started dating them, you realize like, wow, they really are going to treat me the way they treated other people that I heard them talk about when we were friends. But in general, I'm not getting the vibe that this person's very good. I don't think they're making you feel very good. I actually do think you feel stuck, and you probably are with this. You probably have this confusion, like you're almost in quicksand. You don't really know what to do. You can't quite figure out how you got here. But I just don't think your person's at all concerned about anything. They seem very much self-serving, and I do think they can be a little bit deceitful. So sorry, not the best top line, but let's get a little bit more about the be of service, which we'll see how that resonates. And for you, so we've got kind of like apathy, we've got the 4 of Cups, and we have the Emperor. You might be working pretty hard to try to make something happen in this relationship. You might be pushing them, I don't know, anything towards like a commitment, towards like you'd probably love to see more structure in this relationship, and you're not getting it. I think this person, like I said, they do what they want when they want. I don't think there's structure here. I don't think this person is consistent. I don't think they operate in a way that really works to please other people. I think it's all about them. Whereas you, with this Emperor energy, I think you would love to contribute a little bit more. You'd give more of yourself. You would give whatever you could to make this relationship work. And that's the thing. I do think that you would still, even now, do whatever you could to make this work. But I also think that it is weighing on you. I think it is making you can almost glimpse that you are getting this kind of like you're just starting to feel a little washed up. You're starting to feel maybe like overwhelmed. You just want to sit with this. It's almost like, the writing's on the wall that this is not going to please you or serve you or make you happy. I think you'll do anything you can in your power right now to make it work. But I also think that coming up, you're in for a fairly unpleasant treat. And with this, I'm just not getting a lot of light or happiness around the situation. And you might be obsessed with this person. You might be so into them you can't see straight. But I also think you know these feelings. You know it's not how you should be feeling. And there's just something like greasy about this person. I don't know. I don't know who they are or how you met them or why you're with them necessarily. But yeah, and I think you're with them. They might have this almost like dark energy excitement that is kind of thrilling or kind of sexy or kind of like, I don't know, bad boy, or maybe they really are a bad boy. I'm not sure, but something that is against the grain for you. But it's not going to serve you. It's not what you want. And you do know that, even though right now I think you would do anything to try to make this work. But it would take so much control. And even then, I don't think this person can be controlled. They are on their journey. They're doing their thing. They're not worried about anyone. So let's get more about them. So I'm not going to do reversals here. And frankly, I don't even think they're that complex that they need a reversal. I think this person cares about looking good. They're probably materialistic. They probably care about image. They want exactly what they want when they want it. And I actually think also that the Daughter of Wands card, this is someone, there is a creativity there. There is this kind of like enthusiasm, this passion. You probably see this in them and it draws you in. Whenever you think they're a good person, the best you're going to get from them is enthusiasm or passion. But I don't think it's necessarily for you or the relationship. You'll just glimpse that, oh, maybe they're passionate about traveling somewhere or eating at a certain restaurant or moving here one day or buying this car, whatever it is. And I think a lot of it has to do with like ways that they would spend money or create this kind of image of themselves. They probably love like floating around and taking pictures and, you know, doing all these cool, exciting, expensive things. But they just seem soulless. Like there's just this image, this almost empty mission that they're on. And the Daughter of Wands definitely has potential to turn into something, but they are so focused on the wrong thing and they're so selfish. I just don't get any real depth or goodness off of them. And I don't see that they're hurting either, whereas you are hurting. I think you're struggling in this relationship. It is hard on you. Whereas I don't think it's hard on them. I don't think anything's hard on them. Because I don't think they make any sacrifices. They always get the shiny things that they want. What their wishes always come true because they will do whatever they can to make them come true. I don't hope this resonates actually. I hope this is the wrong pile for you because I hate this for you if this is the case. I don't know. I'm sorry about it. Okay, let's get with Have Faith because clearly you're going to need something to, you know, lift you up, keep you going. I would think you would need something to really give you the push to get out of this relationship, but we'll see. Maybe there's more there. So the Hanged Man and this is interesting. Okay. This would tell me in the Have Faith, this would say, if you're patient and you just wait it out and you seek the solace of your friends, I don't think this relationship's going to turn around for you. I really don't. But there is something here about like thinking on things. But it's also turning to friends. I'm going to say that you really do need your friends right now. I think they are your biggest, and of course you're going to want to choose them wisely. Maybe it's not the group of friends that brought you to this person, or the actions that you did with these friends, but I do think there are friends out there that you are going to need to turn to, and they're really going to help you out. And then on the same like notion of have faith, things are going to be fine. There is something about this, like, it is this hang in there card. It is this kind of like sticking it out. There's a sense, and there's almost this, I don't get why this card came up for this. I have to really thinking, but maybe it is kind of this letting go. Maybe it is like actually releasing yourself, like just suspending yourself. But in a way where it's like you're going to take this pause. You're going to really detach almost from this. I really think that's what you need to do, but not in this dramatic blowout, almost in this I don't even think you need to break up with this person. I think you need to just not talk to them, and they like almost wouldn't even notice that you were gone, kind of thing. Or you just need to disagree with them a few times or not compliment them for a week. And then before you know it, you'll be like, oh, I guess I'm not in a relationship anymore. Like that's kind of the thing I'm getting. I don't even think there needs to be this huge, I don't know, but I get the sense that like this does need to end, and it needs to just kind of like slowly dissolve into nothing. I don't think this is someone you need to have this big blowout with, because I don't even know that you could have a big blowout with them. I don't know that they even care enough about anything except their own issues to really make anything of like what a blowout situation would be. And so weird that I feel this way about this person, or that these cards are coming up and giving me this message, because it's a very strong message. But I do think your friends are important to you right now. And there is a bit of like, do what feels right for you. Okay. Take the time. If you need to, whatever it is that you think you need to do to feel better, just do that, act on that. And I think you're going to be fine. But yeah, don't act hastily. Turn to your friends, love yourself. take care of yourself, whatever that is. And yeah, get out of this. Okay, so here we go. We've got for them, for Have Faith, Son of Wands and isolation, basically. But with swords, you're in your head. There's something about this person that is very, very much, it is completely and utterly their show. It is their concerns, their wants, their needs, their time pattern. I do think that if you did decide to leave this person, I actually think they would probably cut themselves off from you. Once they didn't feel like that you were giving them what they needed, I think you would probably feel pretty isolated, which is, I think, what the Hangman card is telling me, that you are going to feel like you are just hanging, that you're alone, that you're suspended, that nothing's happening, that you're in this like pause. And I think this is what you need to get out of this relationship. Or if you don't want to get out of this relationship for whatever reason, this is what's needed to shake things up. This complete pause button, isolation moment. And this person needs that isolation as well. Maybe they need to take a trip alone and find themselves. Maybe they really need to tap into this like creative energy that really comes from their heart. And maybe they will. Maybe this person is just so blasé about life because something crazy happened to them, which I can't see in the cards, but they've been going through a huge funk and they're in this very, very, very selfish mode right now. And you just found them at the wrong time. Maybe that's the case. Like maybe they aren't actually a horrible person, but they're in this horrible phase. And yeah, maybe leaving them and forcing them into this kind of like, and isolating them and them feeling isolated and them isolating you in return would make them realize like, okay, they do actually want something. I do see that this person they do have a passion. They do have an energy. They do have this spark of life. They are probably very creative. I don't think they're lazy. I think they're a doer. But I just think since you've known them, they really do what they need to do for themselves. And I want to see them do things for you. But I could see them start to, I don't know. But the Son of Wands isn't even a card that I love from a male energy. It's still a card of like, that coming in hot, that fire, that over the top Prince Charming vibe. Like I still don't love it. I still don't know that there's a sincerity behind it, to be honest. I think what I'm getting here is that I see the big picture. I see why you like them. I see the allure. I see the appeal, but I see that it's also eating at you. And I think that this bottom line is telling me like, there might be a formula for getting this person for ruffling their feathers and getting them to chase you a little bit. But I don't know that it's even what you really want or what would be the right thing. So I'm just left with this kind of question mark about this whole dynamic. I don't love it. If you were my friend or like my sister or something, I would say like, oh, what are you doing? Like, just be over it. But who knows? I mean, maybe that's, like I said, maybe this person is in a very temporary state right now where there is potential and there is good for them. And that would come out in another reading. But right now, this is what I see for how does this relationship feel for both of you? What's it look like? How does it feel? This is what I'm getting. So I would love any of your feedback. I welcome it. Whatever it is, I would love to hear it. So please subscribe, comment, whatever feels right, please do it. And I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Bone Tarot, thank you so much for being here and for letting me read for you. We are doing a couples reading. So we're going to read for you and your partner. And this reading is, how does this relationship feel? How does it feel to you? How does it feel to them? What's going on? So you picked Rainbow Obsidian. I've actually hunted for this in the wild and never found it, but I've found a lot of obsidian. So yeah, love obsidian. And okay, let's get into this with we're going to do some oracles down the center, just get a vibe, and then we're going to work out for you and for them. So keep your commitments, interesting, and go for your dreams. Be of service, keep your commitments, go for your dreams. Okay, let's get some tarot for you guys. Sorry, I thought I saw something and it made me look at the whole deck. Okay. Let's get you here. So be of service, the Chariot. And it's interesting. I'm not sure I understand the be of service card just yet for this, but for you right now in this relationship, this top line, I don't know. This is definitely anxiety. This can be nightmares. This can be stress. This can be your mind just wreaking havoc on you. But the Chariot is very positive. There's this movement. There's this momentum. And I'd like to think that you would be moving away from what stresses you out, that you're like moving in the right direction, that things are good. So I can say that either in the past, you've been kind of like hurt or stressed by a relationship and this feels right, like you're moving towards something good right now. I'm not sure. I'm not sure just yet what you're moving towards. But the positioning of the cards actually tells me that maybe you are currently stressed. This relationship is stressing you out and you're like almost moving towards an outlier, another option. But we'll see what I'm getting from your partner here. So let's go with this. So the Devil and Mother of Swords. So if this is your partner, like how are they feeling? I don't know. They could be feeling betrayed. They could be feeling, I mean, the Devil's like any bad feeling or emotion you want to, or action you want to give to this card could be applied. I don't know. And then the Mother of Swords, like this is almost like a need to step it up and like step up your acuteness, like your ability to see things more clearly, to think more clearly, to have this like tight vision. There's something here where they're tightening things up, almost like maybe out of fear. I don't know. There's a lot going on up here. I'm going to get more cards to kind of make sense of this, but right now, you know, we've got the Devil and we've got anxieties. I like the Chariot. I like the Mother of Swords. These are fine cards. But the question is, where are you moving? Where are you headed? And are you moving away from your anxieties? Maybe. Because if I see these two cards like closest to the center, these aren't great. And I don't want to see the Devil card ever in a reading about love or couples, unless it's like something you'll never have to deal with. But yeah, this tells me that maybe both of you are like working your way. You're looking out. Maybe you're looking outwardly for solutions and so you can bring them back together. Maybe you know that you're going through a hard time. Maybe, and that's it too. Like relationships aren't perfect. Maybe there was something bad that happened, some betrayal, maybe someone cheated. Maybe there was, an infidelity or something, a lie that really hurt you and it has been causing you stress. And maybe you are trying to figure out what direction you want to move in. But this is a card of action. So I would say you're either moving to like reconcile or you're moving to like not be with this person. And this is thought. I would say this person fucked up somehow. And I the Mother of Swords card, I like for that. That makes me think that they're like, there's this almost this truth that they're bringing to the table now. Like they really do want to do things right. They want to think about things. They want to like, contemplate their actions, intentional, deliberate. So I think they're kind of on the mend, whereas you have this like anxiety and you're trying to figure out what the hell you want to do. So that's what I'm getting there. Let's go with keep your commitments. And so Father of Swords and the Hierophant. I could say you're being pretty hard on this person, and I'm not saying they don't deserve it. And I do think that in some way they were unfaithful or they weren't committed somehow. It doesn't necessarily mean they cheated on you, but I think there's some kind of betrayal that had to do with like an element of commitment. And it could be like maybe a commitment to a cause or something very near and dear to you, that wound up, to feel like a little bit of a betrayal. But I do think as a result of this, you are really coming down on this person. And if we've got you as the Father of Swords, then you're like, it's kind of like you're asserting yourself. Like you're the top bitch right now. You are the most alpha in this dynamic. Almost like you're kind of dominating them. You're owning them. You are really probably constantly reminding them to keep their commitments. You're this little fly in their ear that probably won't leave them alone. You're probably harping on things. I think you can be a lot for them right now. We'll see on their end. if they are keeping their commitments. But I don't think you will right now ever let them live this down or forget it, what they did. And that's not necessarily a good thing. I mean, you can do this, for maybe a week after, but I have a feeling if you've made the decision to be with them and you're in this, quote unquote committed relationship now, you don't need to remind them of this all day, every day, which I do think you're doing. And you don't also need to lord over them like, look how honest and great I am. Like they know you're the saint in the dynamic. But right now I would say they're probably trying. And I don't know why I have two cards, one to say they fucked up and one to say that they're working on themselves. So, okay, let's get a little bit about them for keep your commitments. So I love that, Mother of Pentacles. And yeah, so I do think they're trying. I really do. In fact, I have no reason not to like this person that did apparently mess up. If anything, you're the one that's like a lot to deal with right now. And I'm not saying that's not rightfully so, but you have like the heavy energy, this action, this momentum that's like intense. Whereas I feel like they're just bending over for you. Whatever you want, they're going to give it to you. They're showing you like how much they love you, how much they care for you. They're being so patient. They're everything you're throwing at them, they're taking it. But they're not going to take this forever. They're not going to like sit and let you, beat them up forever. They will eventually get tired of this, but right now they are showing you that absolutely they will keep their commitments. They'll keep their word. Whatever they did, they deeply regret it, and they will do anything they can to kind of like undo it. So I do see that here. So for you, the relationship probably feels heavy right now. It feels probably like a burden, like you almost have to like school this person. You probably are stressed, and I don't know what you're running towards or from. This is interesting because this is definitely, there's an energy, there's this momentum with this card. It's this action of like, almost like this, it can also be this assertion over someone, and maybe that's it. Maybe there's this part of you that really like won't back down. Like you're asserting yourself over the relationship now. You're kind of this heavy influence of, goodness or something. But I do think you need to back off a little bit. I think you need to let this person know that you're with them, you trust them, whatever it is, even if you don't. And if you don't, then you need to address that. But I do think you are, you can be a lot right now. Now, I don't know what this person did, obviously, so I'm not defending them. I'm just saying this is what I'm seeing in the cards. It doesn't mean you don't have every right to be this way, or that you, like, that's not what I'm saying at all. So just want to make that very clear. Go for your dreams. Let's see what we have here for you. So 5 of Wands, and okay, so we've got 2 5s, which they're always heavy cards. We've got a little bit of conflict and we've got a little bit of sorrow. I don't know. I don't know if this tells me that, like, I don't know. You might leave this relationship, and it might hurt you to do so. But these are, when I see go for your dreams, it's like, go after what you want, do what you want, do what feels right. But then I get these 2 cards. This is a sad card. This isn't like a fun or happy card. And this really, especially given the dynamic, this is a card of conflict. It's a card of like strife. It's not a heavy, intense card, but it is combined with this. There's this little bit of a battle. Maybe this is you dealing with this and dealing with it in a different way, like kind of almost taking it a little more inward than being this like outwardly vocal person that's always, talking and showing and doing. There's a little bit of a difference here. But as far as the go for your dreams angle on this, I'm not sure what this is all about, but there's a heaviness here. And maybe this is to say, like, maybe this really isn't the relationship you're supposed to be in. And it really, given the fact that you've been through so much, that it has really affected you and you guys have affected each other, maybe it's going to be quite a loss when it ends. And I don't know that there's going to be this huge blowout, but I think there will be, a lot of bickering and unpleasantness. And I don't know. It's not a great line on the end there. And then go for your dreams for this person. So the moon and they've got the 5 of Swords. So this is basically like defeat. And I do almost see this like this darkness. This could be sadness. It could mean that like there's a little relief for them. So I do see in this bottom line, I get the feeling that you guys aren't going to be together. And I know that if you came here to this Rainbow Obsidian, which is such a beautiful card, but I don't see you guys necessarily working out. And I'm sorry about that. And I feel like all these readings I did were kind of heavy and dark, and I'm going to have to like title this like warning. These are dark readings. And maybe I'll do that. But yeah, I think this person probably isn't going to be able to handle what you're putting on them, the weight you're putting on them. And, they brought it upon themselves, but I think they really were or are willing to give you a really great side of themselves. And I just don't know that you're willing to take it, or that you're able to take it right now. If you are, then I think we can erase this bottom line and you can create your own story down here. But if you can't drop some of this, then I do think that you are going to be sad. You guys are going to go your separate ways. It's going to be hard on them though. I think it's going to be really hard on them. They might retreat a little bit. They might go into like a little bit of a state of withdrawal. They might feel a little lost, a little kind of like out of their minds. I don't know. I think it's going to be very hard on them, probably because they really do love you and care about you. And so that can be a takeaway here. Like, I really think they love and care about you very much. I think they would do almost anything for you or to make this work. And it's almost up to you right now. Like, if you really want to be with this person, then you know what you have to do. You have to soften. You have to be a little kinder, a little more gentle, a little more loving, accepting, forgiving, whatever, all those words. Otherwise, I do think it's just going to be too much. You're going to drive them away. So yes, that is basically the end of how does this relationship feel. It doesn't feel good here on the end, but I think there's a resolve here if you wanted to look at it that way. But yeah, I'm just going to end it here. And this is a short reading, but thank you so much for listening and being here. And yeah, I'm just really glad you gave me your time. And I would love if you liked or commented or subscribed, anything, all of them, whatever feels right. Okay. Thank you so much. Goodbye.